According to reports, Liverpool are obsessed with a centre-back from Italy. I think we all know what his name is by now. Steve Parish, Crystal Palace chairman, has spoken about Mark Guehi and the situation around his potential departure. And could Man City be about to take a potential target from Liverpool Football Club? People, it's Monday. You know what that means. It's the morning meetup show. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Leave your comments. Let's talk about it.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Right, guys, you know how we start these Monday shows on a Monday with me anyway. A little bit of shirt association. So I got a little bit of a throwback shirt here. It's a shirt that when it came out split a lot of people's opinions because of a certain color on the shirt. So I'm going to ask you guys, who's the first person you think of when you see this shirt? Split a lot of opinion. I quite like this shirt. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I do quite like this shirt. What's the first name that comes to your mind when you see that shirt? For me, Suarez is a shout. Ryan, I don't think Ryan Babel wore this one. I'm trying to remember, did Ryan Babel wear this shirt? I don't know if Ryan Babel did. A lot of people are saying Suarez. A lot of people are saying Suarez. I see one J Spearing. Suarez and Gerrard are the two names that come to mind. If I'm not mistaken, Gerrard wore this shirt when he scored a brace at Old Trafford. A penalty and a free kick, and he kissed the camera, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Gerrard and Suarez are two. Suarez, I think, made his return in... Well, in fact, did Gerrard score a brace? I'm trying to get my timings and stuff not mixed up. I think Suarez returned back from his suspension or of some sort. Look at me. I've tied myself up into this one. Yeah, we'll see. All right, let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts. As you guys would have known, I was not on the watch-alongs yesterday or the post-match reaction because I was at the game doing some media work. So we'll be putting something out about that this evening, or probably late afternoon, actually, because we've got the Monday Night Live show this afternoon. So here's a little snippet from what you can expect to see from said match day vlog at Wembley. You had some new players starting today. Kirkes, Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz, Ekitike with a goal as well. How quickly have they gelled into the group, and what are you looking forward to seeing from them this season?
Very well. Obviously, it's very important for new guys when they come in to feel that they can, blossom, or you want to call it, as quickly as possible. I think the guys did that. There's still obviously work to do, but I think the guys have been working their socks up in pre-season, and let's see. They want to be important. I want them to be important, and let's see where it brings us.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Virgie. All the best. Yes, people. So there'll be plenty of that and more coming out with the match day vlog. I did say to you guys, we are going to step things up. We do listen to your feedback. We do listen to your constructive criticism. I think it's Taylor. I want to say TaylorMade has been making a point about timestamps. I've done them on one of the videos. I will be doing them on the other videos as well. Time has just been a bit crazy with obviously the kids being off, traveling back and forth, doing some work and all that. But guys, we are stepping things up on Kopish. We just need your continued support. We do. By the end of the 25-26 season, we want to hit 50k subscribers. We really do. So we need your help. Now, we know you guys have already subscribed, but we need you guys to share, like the videos, and just help us to get to that milestone, please, people. We are working hard behind the scenes. So believe you me, we are trying to accomplish big things, and we need your help. And you guys have already got us to this point, so we're extremely grateful and always appreciative. But we wanna do more. We want to get further. So please help us, people. We'd really, really appreciate that. But yes, plenty more of that and more to look forward to in the match day vlog. So make sure you look out for that later on today. Going to speak about some topics. So one of the topics that isn't even on the list or the agenda today, and that is Kostas Tsimikas. So Kostas Tsimikas was actually left out of yesterday's squad for the Crystal Palace game in the Community Shield. And Fabrizio Romano has come out today saying it looks as though we will definitely be selling the left back, which isn't a surprise. I think it's a surprise that we got this far into the window without him actually leaving, because we bought Kirkes and it became pretty evident that he was third choice left back straight away. So we'll see what comes of that, whether he stays in the Premiership or not. Big up to our brother Tom Little, says second biggest name he spoke to this weekend behind me on Friday. Big up Sanderson. Yes, yeah, definitely, Tom. Second biggest name is Virgil. You're top, man. Yeah. Yay. Tom. Now, but big up Tom as always. Go and subscribe to Tom's channel, Tom Little with a 1 instead of the I. Decky says, great work with Virgil interview, Cal. Big up yourself, Decky, much appreciated. No. Let me squash this rumor right now. Every time Cal goes to a game, we lose. That's not true. I went to every single London game last season, barring the Brentford game, because that fell on my mum's birthday. And we won all those games apart from Chelsea and Fulham away. And the league was pretty much wrapped up by then. So no, I'm not going to take that one. Absolutely not going to take that hit. The curse is gone, people. The curse is gone. But look, want to share some stuff as we speak about Giovanni Leoni. Where are we? Because the Reds are apparently very, very high on the youngster. Where are we? All right. So according to Ben, in fact, I'll share it so you guys can see it as well. No point me keeping this to myself. So I hope you guys can see that. It says Ben Pescud says Giovanni Leoni has emerged as Syria's brightest young centre back, one of Syria's brightest young centre backs, impressing for Parma throughout the 24-25 season. Liverpool have become obsessed with his immense potential, and I firmly believe that bringing him to Anfield this summer would be one of the smartest pieces of business the club could make, and it could still happen. Now, I don't think there's any secret that we need a new centre-back. In fact, yesterday made it even more evident that we do need a new centre-back, as well as some other things that we need to discuss as well, which we'll probably speak about more in the Monday Night Live show. But one thing I will say is this player is very talented. It's just a case of, if we're only buying one centre-back, is he the player we go for? And the reason I ask this question is because he is very young. He is still inexperienced. He's only had one full season. And granted, Syria is a top league, but it's still a risk in my opinion. So I don't know about this one. If we're able to get him alongside someone else, then you're laughing. Again, I just want to share on the screen some of his stats from last season, and I'm going to compare it with a couple of other players as well, just so we can kind of get a feel of what the players like. So I'm going to use Konate, Virgil, and Mark Guehi, who had a very good game against us yesterday, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm going to share this, so hopefully you guys should be able to see that. If you can't, do let me know in the comment section before I go through it. So Giovanni Leoni is represented in the blue. Mark Guehi, he's in the red/pink. Konate in the green, and Virgil in the yellow. So gonna just scroll through and show you guys some comparisons between the players. So in terms of aerial, Virgil's on top here. Second place is Giovanni Leoni. Then third place is Konate. Mark Guehi is very low there. But then again, could just be down to Crystal Palace's setup, because yesterday, I'll be honest, he pretty much won everything in the air, even though he was going up against Salah, so he's expected to win those in the air. Defensive duels is Virgil, then it is Konate, then it's Giovanni Leoni, then Mark Guehi. Possession 1 is Mark Guehi's the highest, Virgil's the lowest. And again, this is where stats have to be contextualized, because if we all watch football with our eyes, you'll see that Virgil usually likes to usher forwards away from the box rather than try and tackle them. Again, nothing on Guehi because his percentage is high, which is good. Progressive passes, Leoni's the lowest there. So again, you're thinking about a slot style of football, and the fact that he likes to build up from the back, and he likes defensive players who can actually play well with the ball. Maybe that's something Leoni would have to work on. Forward passes, again, Leoni is the lowest there. Passes in general, he's similar to Mark Guehi. Ball carries, again, I don't have a massive issue with this because we expect Gravenberch and McAllister and Szoboszlai to collect the ball from the defenders. So all in all, for an 18-year-old, those are very good stats in my opinion. He's a physical specimen as well. He's quite quick across the ground. I wouldn't say he's rapid, but he's quick enough. He's very good in the air. He's 6'5" already, and he's very strong. I mean, you've seen him going into battles with Lukaku and win. From a physical standpoint, that's no joke. So we will see what happens with Leoni. I think we need 2 centre-backs. I've said this and I've made it very clear from the beginning, and a lot of people thought it was overkill. I'm starting to believe that people are now starting to see where I was coming from when I was saying that. It wasn't just a case of just packing the squad unnecessarily. It's because if you've got Joe Gomez, in my opinion, and you already need a centre-back after losing Kwanzaa and then Matip the season before, I think we needed 2 for reinforcements. But at this stage, I'll take 1 because we definitely need 1 to come through the door because we cannot rely on Virgil and Konate for the whole season, especially with Joe Gomez's injury record. So we will see what happens there. But yeah, let me know in the thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. Should we go for Leoni? Should we go for someone else, or should we go for Leoni and someone else this window? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. Want to move on to the next topic, and that is this Mark Guehi. Look, this has been a saga going on all summer, so I want to share this. I'm not going to actually play the video. I'm just going to read the actual statement out because I don't want us to get copyrighted, because it seems as though YouTube are very, very handy when it comes to doing that. So this is from Steve Parish, who spoke after the game yesterday. So for players of that caliber to leave on a free, it's a problem. We had one bid last summer, but Joachim Andersen went to Fulham and we couldn't afford to lose both of them. We then had another bid in January, but that was a difficult situation and the player had a point of view on that one. So we just have to see what happens, but it needs a new contract or a conclusion of some kind. Now, this for me is a bit more positive. I've been on the side of I don't think Palace will sell. This maybe changes my mind a little bit. And I had the privilege yesterday of watching Mark Guehi like in person, live. He's very assured on the ball. He leads that defense. He marshals that defense. I still think Lacroix might be the better player, but Mark Guehi is definitely the one who leads that defense. He was making sure everyone was in line. He was making sure everyone needed to be where they needed to be. Look, him and Tyreek Mitchell did a job on Salah yesterday. They absolutely pocketed Salah yesterday, and he was a main part of that. Everything that went up in the air, he pretty much won. He seems to be a magnet to the ball in the opposition box as well, because I think there was a corner and it fell to him as well. And he's not even the tallest of people, but he just seems to have a knack of getting to the ball or the ball dropping to him, which is a good trait to have. He's got decent pace across the ground as well. Do I think he's the be-all and end-all like some other fans? No, I don't. I think there are other centre-backs out there. For example, if Schlotterbeck was fit, I'd probably go for Schlotterbeck. I think the club would have actually gone for Schlotterbeck as well, given that his salary is quite low at Dortmund as well. However, we don't know how he's going to come back from injury. Maybe in an ideal world, you get Mark Guehi and Leoni this summer. And then if Joe Gomez goes next summer, then you try and get Schlotterbeck in and you still got your 5 there. It's difficult to say. However, what I will say, Mark Guehi, he was very good yesterday, and I'm not just going to judge him based on that game because I think a lot of us have seen him over the course of the season. Again, I don't think he's better than Konate, who, if I'm going to be honest, again, watching live in person, I have a great appreciation for Konate and what he does now. I think a lot of us downplay and underappreciate what Konate does, but he was excellent yesterday. But back to Mark Guehi, I hope we do sign the player. He's homegrown as well, which will help us. Leoni's 18, so we wouldn't need to register him in the squad. So they're both positives. And I think you can get both deals wrapped up for about 80 million, which I know sounds like a lot of money, but if you're buying two centre-backs for 80 million, when you consider other centre-backs are going for around 70 million by themselves, I think it's a good shout and something that we should be doing, in my opinion. So we will see, people, where that goes. But Steve Parish has made it pretty clear he either signs a new contract or they're probably going to have to sell this summer. So maybe this one goes down to the deadline and goes down to the wire, and we see what happens there. So I'm intrigued to see how we handle this and how we go about it. But I'm 50-50 now. Before I was on the side of I don't think we'll get him at all. Now I'm 50-50. So I'm hoping that the balance is starting to tip in our favor. And if so, then it's a player that we should be getting. Shout out to Russell, says Cresswell and Leoni. I'm going to be really honest with you, Russell, and anyone else on this wavelength. If we're getting Cresswell, we might as well have kept Kwanzaa, in my opinion. I think Kwanzaa is the far better centre-back out of him and Cresswell. So if we're going to do that, then for me, we should have just kept Kwanzaa rather than getting Cresswell. If you're going to sell Kwanzaa, for me, then you've got upgrade on the player. So for me, Guehi is an upgrade on Kwanzaa. If you had Guehi and Leoni, then you have someone for now, someone for the future. And as I said, I think Joe Gomez is going to the last year of his contract, or in the last year of his contract now. If Joe Gomez leaves on a free, then you're back down to 4 centre-backs. Leoni can be your young centre-back who doesn't need to be registered and can play in the cup games, etc. Virgil will have 1 year left on his deal. A lot of people are starting to be a little bit concerned about Virgil and whether he's declining or not. I don't share those sentiments. But then you bring in someone like a Schlotterbeck as well next summer, and then you're laughing. You've sorted out centre-back situation, in my opinion, for at least 4 years. So time will tell. Time will tell. But for me, it's got to be both. I don't think we'll get both, but we should be, in my opinion, getting both. Which leads me to a question before I move on to another topic, guys. I've been quite clear in saying I wanted us to get 2 centre-backs, a left winger, and a striker before the end of the window. Now, I still am confident that we'll land Alexander Isak. I think we'll get 1 centre-back. The left wing situation worries me a hell of a lot. And look, I spoke about it and you guys kept on calling me Cody Gakpo hater and saying I have an agenda against Cody Gakpo. I have no agenda, guys. My only agenda is Liverpool are the best team in the world. And for me, we need another left winger if we are going to be the best team in the world. And that's not me saying we need to sell Gakpo and Gakpo's crap or Gakpo's dead. Gakpo is far from crap. Far from crap. I'll go as far as saying I definitely don't want us to sell Gakpo. I think he's someone we need in the squad. But whether he should be the automatic start for me is something I have a problem with. And then I have an even bigger problem with it if Rio is considered the backup, because Rio couldn't get on the pitch yesterday and Gakpo had a terrible game. So that to me suggests that Slot is not fully confident in throwing Rio in, as he should be, because Rio is 16 and he will come up against a very physical and very good Crystal Palace team. So we will see what happens there. And again, if Chiesa was fancied, Chiesa would have come off the bench yesterday and played instead of Gakpo. Again, no sight of Chiesa. Chiesa and Tsimikas, in my opinion, are gone by the end of the window. I mean, I don't get why you'd even put him on the bench in that sense. Harvey Elliott, I actually think, had a good game when he came on yesterday. And Harvey Elliott is a player I still wish and hope we keep. And I know people go, oh, Cal, you're sentimental. No, I actually thought Harvey Elliott played really well when he came on yesterday. Won some 50-50 tackles, was switching the ball quite well, was holding onto the ball and making good passes. Even though he's diminutive in stature, he actually does put himself about. He's just not as physically good as others because of his frame. But he doesn't bail out of tackles and stuff. Like, he's actually on it. And for me, as a backup to Salah and Wirtz, I think you can do a lot worse than Harvey Elliott. And again, I keep on speaking about the right-hand side with Salah. We need someone to deputise for Salah properly. Because again, Salah had a bad game yesterday and there was no one we could look at on the bench and go, he can come on and maybe do something. That for me is a concern. I'm not going to sit here and act all doomy gloomy though, because we've had an amazing transfer window. I want to make this very clear. We've had an amazing transfer window, probably the best transfer window in Europe so far. So this isn't a doom and gloom, but this is me saying there is still more to do because we have lacked in the amount of business that we've done over the previous years. But as I said, we've had an amazing transfer window. We're going into the season very strong, in my opinion, but we just need some more players for a bit of added competition and a bit of squad depth as well. And speaking of that, so everyone knows I'm a fan of this player. Probably not as big as man like Matt, but I'm a massive fan of this player, and that is Rodrygo. And it's come out today, shout out to Indy, that Man City will go for Rodrygo if they sell Savinho. So yesterday night, these Savinho to Tottenham links came about, and I'll be honest, I was very surprised. And this is not from Man City, apparently. This is Savinho considering his options. Now, if I'm Savinho, firstly, going from Man City to Spurs, I don't understand that, especially when they've just signed Kudus. That, and they've got Kulusevski. That to me doesn't make any sense. For me, you've actually got a better chance of starting at Man City than you do starting at Spurs. So that's the first thing. Secondly, I thought to myself, should Liverpool be cheeky and try and get involved in this? Savinho and Salah for the right-hand side. Savinho can also play left-hand side as well. Should we be cheeky? But then I think to myself, Man City aren't going to sell to us, in my opinion, because they see us as a direct rival. I don't think they see Tottenham as a direct rival. And then it got me thinking, if City sell Savinho, who are they going to go for? Ding dong. Light bulb moment, Rodrygo. And look, after Gakpo's performances in pre-season and Gakpo's performance yesterday, and Gakpo as a player, if we lose out on Rodrygo to Man City, I think it will be a big, big loss. Not only does it strengthen Man City massively, it also puts us in a position where, in my opinion, we're not going to get Barcola. It only leaves Rafael Leao on the market. And even then, I don't know if AC Milan would be willing to sell. We can't sit back and watch Rodrygo go to Man City, guys. I'm just being real with you. If we do that, I think it would be a silly thing to do. In the same way, I think it was annoying that we kind of sat there and watched Kudus go to Spurs. Again, Dragon Wolf, I understand Rodrygo wants $290K a week. I'm fine with that. Like, we bring in enough money. I'm fine with him getting $290 a week. I genuinely am. And I know people say, no, you can't. No, I am. We don't spend big in defense. We don't spend big in midfield. We've brought a couple of new players in, and we've put Salah and Virgil on big contracts. I don't think it's that big of a deal. So me personally, I think it's fine. And I think it'll be worth it. Come, Robs. Come on, then. What do you want to talk about? Bear with me, people. Not yet. You still... Oh, Rob, you got food on your mouth, buddy, man. Go and get a wet wipe and clean your mouth. How's sister? She all right? Yeah. All right. Close the door behind you, please. Is Stevie still sleeping? Yeah. Okay. It's all right for some, innit? Yo, Stevie out here moving like he's the man of the house. And before you lot say anything, he choked you out, Cal. He might be the man of the house. He's not the man of the house. I am. But he did have a late night and he wasn't feeling too well before we went to bed. So he's still sleeping, but I'll be waking him up in a bit because be taking him to my mum's while I get some work done and do some other stuff. But yeah, back to Rodrygo, guys. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we need to get Rodrygo, man. Oh no. Shabir, did I actually say I'm good with paying him $290 million? If I said that, that's insane. That's me being tired from getting back late and waking up early this morning. If I said that, that's insane. That's my bad. $290K a week, I'll be happy with. Big up yourself, Rosa. I see you in the chat. Hope you and the family are well. Cam J, he is still sleeping from all them chores. No, he's not. He didn't do any chores over the weekend, actually. You lot, man. You don't forget anything, do you? But no, I do think we need to get a left winger, and I do also think we need to get a right winger if Harvey Elliott leaves as well. And we haven't got a lot of time left in the window. Now, we weren't going to get everything in one window, in my opinion. The fact that we've left ourselves with like only needing a few more is very good, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens. But I don't want to see Rodrygo go to Man City. that wouldn't sit well with me. And if Savinho is for sale, he's a player I think we should be looking at, especially if we're going to be selling Harvey Elliott. And look, I think if Harvey Elliott goes for 50 mil and then we can get Savinho for around the same sort of price, then I think that makes sense. So we will see what happens there. Let me have these super chats before I wrap things up. Ali Aces, does VVD know the channel? I did mention it to him. I was also working on behalf of a UK publication as well, so I had to remain professional as well with that. But he does know about Kop-Ish, as do some of the other Liverpool players. Shout out to AGT as well. AGT from Cop TV was there as well. Me and him had a nice little chat. Doyle was there as well. Shout out to those two. Shout out to John Conway. Good morning, Cal. Great interview, VVD. Big up yourself, John, as always, our longest serving member. Look, people, I'm going to wrap up here because I've got a lot of stuff to do. I've got to drop back camera equipment. I've got to do some work. I've got to drop the kids to my mum's, and I've got to come back and try and film with Never a Foul. Then I've got to go back and pick up the kids, then edit some videos, and then do the Monday Night Live show, then go on Monty's show. Busy life, guys, but wouldn't have it any other way. If you haven't already, do smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We'll be back later. We'll also have the match day vlog going out today, hopefully at some point. So please, guys, make sure you support. And people, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Should we get Leoni and Guehi or just one? And what do you think about Rodrygo potentially going to Man City? Big up yourselves, all of you. Smash that like button. Till I see you later. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish, and we're out, people. Take care.